All right, today I actually have my timer, so I'm excited about that. Thanks for joining. Hi, Marianne. All right, so for today, again, just a little bit of space. That's all you really need. Maybe a yoga mat for your knees, or a carpet, or a towel, just something that's a little bit more comfortable for you being on the ground. You don't need a lot of space today, so I'm kind of just going to be pretty much in the space of a yoga mat today. As always for these sessions, make sure that you are listening to your body first, me second, and you can't go wrong. So that means if you are doing one of these movements and you're feeling any numbness, tingling, or burning, back out of that zone. Don't be so aggressive with those movements, and it's going to be a lot easier for you. Okay, so one of my favorite things that I love to start off with before I go ahead and work at the hips are tail wags. So what I want you to do is to get into this 4-point position, have your shoulders over your wrist, have your hips over your knees, and then you're going to be on your toes. Your knees are going to be about shoulder width or hip width apart. And then all that I want you to do, I do want your knees together in this position. Have your knees touching actually. So all that I want you to do is to drop your hips to the right and then drop your hips to the left. And every time you're dropping your hips, always look for your heels to help increase that stretch. So we're just gonna sway back and forth a few times and just kind of feel out the movement. I kind of want to drop my hips a little bit more to the right and kind of hold it there, just so I can feel that nice stretch on the right side of my hip. And then I'm going to drop to the left. Same thing, I'm probably just going to hold this and feel this nice stretch on the outside portion of my hip. And now let's just do a few more. Just kind of sway with it. All right, and wherever you are, let's do 2 more per side. So this is 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So now what we're going to do is our mid back. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of a twist on the traditional cat-cow. So now we are still going to be in this tabletop or 4-point position. So you are going to have your knees at hip width apart this time. And with your right hand, you're going to cross it over to the left where your left shoulder is. And then with your left hand, you're going to do the same but over to the right side. So now in this position, we're just going to do the traditional cat-cow. So you're going to round your back, and you're going to feel more of a tension or a pull between your shoulder blades, and you are supposed to with this one. So round your back as much as you can, and then arch your back. And then round your back again, and then arch your back. And you're going to feel a nice pull in between those muscles. And just kind of flow through the movement. And then arch. Now what we're going to do is cross, do the opposite cross. So if your left hand was on top, now put your right hand on top. Okay, so the right hand still goes over to the left, but now I want my right arm on top of my left. And again, arch, and then cat-cow. Flow through this movement. Really try to round your entire back with this one. And then back, and then flow. So now what we're going to do, again, a little bit of a twist. We're going to turn about a 45-degree angle towards the left and do a cat-cow variation. So you're going to feel more of a stretch on that right side. So turn slightly to the left, and then cat, and then cow. And we're going to do this about 5 times in this position. Cat, and then cow. And again, make sure you're not just bending or arching at one joint. You're trying to arch the entire back. All right, so now we're going to come more at a 90-degree angle. So if this was the 45, we're going to kind of twist ourselves, but my knees are still facing forward. Okay, twist yourself a little bit more, and then arch your back, and then cat-cow it. And you'll feel more of a stretch on this right side right now because I'm turning towards the left. So arch your back, and then flatten it out. And again, we're just going to do this 5 times, and then we're going to switch to the other side. This is 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. Now we're going to go towards the right. So I'm going to shift myself a little bit so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So we did the front, we did the left at the 45, and we did the left at the 90 degrees. So now we're going to go to the right at 90 degrees. So again, with this position, I don't care what arm is on top. You can alternate and switch it out, whatever feels better for you. So now what you're going to do, again, facing at this 45-degree angle towards the right, have your knees facing forward, arch your back, and then flatten it out. Arch your back, really kind of tuck everything in, really push those shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, and then arch it out. And then again, really tuck that pelvis under, really push your hands into the ground, and then arch it out. And let's do 2 more times. This is 1 and 2. Perfect. So now we're going to go to the 90 degrees towards the right. Have your knees still facing forward. And again, you're going to feel more of a stretch on that left side. And arch your back and flatten it out. Arch your back and flatten it out. And arch and flatten it out. Let's do 3 more times. This is going to be 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get in a lunge position. So what I want everyone to do is to stick their right leg out to the side. So not in front, out to the side. You're going to be on your left leg. So I'm going to lunge to the side, to the right side. So have my knee go over my right toe. Feel a nice stretch here in that right groin. Come back to center. And then sit on that left heel. Again, you'll feel more of a stretching or a pulling sensation in that right hip, and that's fine. And then come back to center. Lunge over that right foot. Make sure that your knee is out towards the right. Don't have it crossing in. Make sure that it stays nice and out. Lunge over. Come back to the center. Sit on that left heel. Come back up, and again, lunge to the right side. Feel that nice opening or stretch on that right hip. Back to center. Sit on that heel again for me, and come back up. Switching sides now, you're going to go on your right knee, left knee out, okay? Lunge out to the left. Feel that nice stretch on the inner portion of our thigh. Come back to the center. Sit on that right heel and come up. Lunge to the left. Feel that nice stretch. Again, if you're getting any of that numbness, tingling, burning, don't lean as far. Okay, come back to center and sit down and then back up. We got 2 more. Lunge out to the left. Make sure that leg stays out. Come back in, sit down, going for our last one, back up, really squeeze your butt at the top to help open up both sides of our hips, and to the left, and back to center. All right, so this one, what we're gonna do is we are gonna get into this modified 90-90, so that just means we're gonna have our right leg out, and instead of having your right knee at that 90 degrees, just kind of bend it a little bit, okay? Bend it a little bit so that your right knee, your right foot, and your left knee are in a straight line, okay? So in this position, again, I want you to come up onto your knees, really open your hips, okay? This might be challenging for some people, so if you have to have a chair here in front of you to get up, that's fine, okay? Then for the people who are a little bit more mobile, put your right hand down and reach back with your left hand. Come back to the center, and then down. So for the people who need somewhat of adjustment, again, grab a chair, come up, and then you can just reach back. You don't have to put your hand on the ground. But for the people, let's put our hand on the ground and reach back, come back to center, and then down. We got 1 more on this side. Come up, squeeze your glutes, put your right hand down, and reach back. Perfect. Switching sides. So make sure, again, have your left knee, your left ankle, and your right knee all in a straight line. Come up onto your knees. Put your left hand down and reach back. Feel that nice opening on this side. Come back to center. Come down. Again, come up onto your knees. Enjoy this position right now. Really squeeze that right glute to help open up your hips a little bit. Put that left hand on the ground and reach back. Again, for the people who need somewhat of a modification, you can have a chair to help get you up and then just reach back with your opposite hand. So last one for this one. Up. Put your left hand down and reach back, and then come back to center and back down. Whew, broke a little bit of a sweat on that one. I hope you enjoyed this quick 10-minute total body movement session. As always, I will be here on a weekly basis on Tuesdays at 2:15. I hope you join me, if not every week, maybe every other week, depending on your schedule. And let me know if there's any body parts or positions that you want me to target, and I'll make sure I hit them next time. Thanks for joining.